Okay, my name is Jerry North, and this is my video assignment for the culminating project for research method CBE-347-2CW. In this discussion, I will explain the key differences between the two main types of research methods, quantitative and qualitative, how each one analyzes data, and the growing importance of using AI tools like ChatGPT ethically in academic works. At the core, research designs differ in the type of data they collect and the philosophical approach they follow. Quantitative research focuses on numerical data. It relies on statistics and uses structured tools like surveys or questionnaires. The goal is often to generalize results from a sample to a larger population. Quantitative researchers usually take a deductive approach. They begin with a theory and then test specific hypotheses. Qualitative research, on the other hand, collects non-numerical data such as words, images, or observations. Its purpose is to explore meaning, experiences, and social context in depth. Qualitative methods are more flexible and often include interviews or observations. This approach is typically inductive, meaning researchers start with the data itself, look for patterns, and then build a theory based on what they find. Why choose one method over the other? The choice depends on the research question. Quantitative methods are best when a researcher wants to identify broad patterns, trends, or possible cause and effects relationships. However, they may not provide detailed context. Qualitative methods are ideal for deeply understanding complex issues or personal experiences, but usually cannot be generalized to a larger population. Here's a real life example. Imagine a cafe experiencing declining sales. If the owner wants to understand customers' feelings and motivations, a qualitative study is appropriate. For example, they could hold a focus group with regular customers to learn about their experiences. If the owner wants measurable data about customer satisfaction, a quantitative study would work better. They could create a survey rating satisfaction on a scale or conduct structured observations, such as counting how many people read the menu versus how many enter the store. An example of qualitative analysis is grounded theory, an inductive process for developing theory from data. It involves open coding, which is breaking down text to identify key ideas, axial coding, which is connecting categories and identifying relationships, and selective coding, choosing a core theme and linking all other categories to it. The process continues until theoretical saturation, when new data no longer adds meaningful insights. For instance, researchers interviewing brewery managers about sales forecasting using coding to identify which aspects, such as process or usefulness, were most important to different departments. An example of quantitative analysis is the student's t-test, a basic quantitative tool which tests whether the averages of two groups are significantly different. Researchers begin with a null hypothesis, which states that there's no real difference. The t-test produces a p-value, showing the likelihood that the results happened by chance. If the p-value is 0.05 or less, the researcher rejects the null hypothesis, concluding that the difference between the two groups is statistically meaningful. For example, if testing a new teaching method, the t-test can show whether students taught with the new method outperform those in a control group at a level unlikely due to chance. When it comes to using AI like ChatGPT ethically, um, as AI tools become more common, it's important to understand how to use them responsibly. Some appropriate uses of AI are: AI can help generate ideas, brainstorm content, draft emails, or support creativity. Some inappropriate uses of AI are: AI should not be your only source of information because it may produce outdated or inaccurate results. It is also unethical and considered plagiarism to present AI generated content as entirely your own without proper acknowledgement. AI should never replace your own critical thinking, analysis, or research. By understanding the strengths and limitations of both quantitative and qualitative methods, and by committing an ethical use of AI, you can ensure that your research remains strong, credible, and academically responsible. Thank you.